Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler every series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff that, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I hope I like this because I do have a lot of it. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, let me yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get Peter Can Thunderbolt poster behind us. Ooh, Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for today, folks? What happens to be, is that a thing or is that just my beard? No, it's just some gray in my beard. It's my Death Grip shirt, which has nothing to do with the gray in my beard. Although it kind of does, because, I mean, this movie has been out for quite a while now. And if you're unfamiliar with Death Grip, as I just mentioned, it is indeed a movie. It is a low-budget independent martial arts film starring this guy right here, Mr. Eric Jacobus, who, if you're unfamiliar with his work, definitely very active in sort of like the 2010s kind of area and everything like that. Put out a number of independent films. Really was kind of like doing it. These days, seems to have kind of refocused, shifted his life in different areas and stuff like that. He still puts out content, though these days, really just in sort of like YouTube format. But, he's worked with like video game companies for like motion cap stuff and, other films and stuff. So like, guy's still doing really well for himself as far as I know. But I would like it if he put out like another actual proper film, because I really love this movie. It's great. But anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I have a lot of it because I couldn't find this in any other format other than just this big-ass format. And it happens to be, boom, it is Cherry Sam's Cola. If you're unfamiliar with Sam's Cola, it is the Walmart brand cola. And that basically ties this back to a series of videos I've been doing for a while now, where I've been going over there, trying out in-house branded sodas, like supermarket sodas, with Walmart, Walgreens, what have you. Been trying those out and sort of, just giving my personal opinion on if I feel like they live up to the name brand stuff. Is there value to it? Are you, paying less but for less, or what are you getting out of it? So I have done the normal Sam's Cola, but I haven't done their cherry cola yet. So, let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like, okay, can I do it like this? I feel like that'll work. We'll do it. Ha 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 ha! Sure, man, let's give it a go. I do love a cherry cola, so. Yay, cherry cola. It's fragrant. As soon as I opened it, a waft of cherry cola scent entered my nostrils. Let's give it a go. Damn. That started off really nice. It actually had a really nice cherry cola flavor, like very cherry forward, which I was like, okay, I like that. And then it kept going. Let's go in for another sip. Yeah. It's not bad, but it ain't great either. So this is definitely, it runs into the same problem that I've run into with a lot of these kind of like budget in-house sodas, where, obviously it's an approximation of, the name brand stuff. And, they're trying to budget it out, so of course they're going to probably skimp on it a little bit here or there. But what ends up happening with a lot of these is, like, they tend to sort of front load the flavor. And what I mean by that is, like, again, at the very front of this, it's got a nice cherry cola flavor. I like the cherry aspect to the flavoring of it. But once that drops off, it becomes very thin, and it becomes a much weaker experience. So they're kind of hoping that initial hit carries you through, and it might, depending on circumstance and everything, what you want out of it. But that's where it really loses out to like the name brand stuff because it's like, yeah, you're paying less, but you're also getting a much lesser experience. Because after that initial hit, it really does just become a much thinner soda. Even in terms of like the mouthfeel and the drinking experience, like it tastes more watered down. You know, the overall flavor isn't awful though. Even when it does kind of become that more sort of weaker flavor, it's still okay. It just a lot of the cherry aspect kind of drops off at that point. It just becomes sort of a weak tasting cola more than anything. But trying to find the positive aspects to it. It doesn't have like any weird chemically taste or anything like that. It doesn't feel like they're trying to hide anything with it. Some cheaper sodas, they're definitely trying to mask the fact that, they're not very good overall. With this, it's an okay-ish cherry cola, but yeah, there's just nothing really to it. There's not a lot of dimension or complexity. It's just not a very rewarding experience. It's very much if you need a cherry cola and you just need it to be basic as hell, it'll get you through. But let's go for one more. Yeah, yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Okay. Well, all that said, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No and no. I think, and then third question being, in terms of price for value, how does that play out? Um, it just for me personally, like I when I want a cherry cola, I want a nice cherry cola, and I mean, I'll do a cherry Coke, I'll do a cherry Pepsi, I'll do a cherry RC, plenty of nice options out there. This it's fine in the most basic sense of what it needs to do, but that's all it's doing. And I think for me personally, some sodas I can kind of let it get away with that a little bit more, but not for something like a cherry cola. I really want there to be I want that to be a nice experience for myself, and I just feel like this, although it's not a bad experience, it's completely non-memorable. You know, it's not fun to drink. It's like I'm just drinking it to drink it, if you get my meaning. So I don't think I personally would go back for it. And if I'm recommending it, I don't think so on this one. I mean, if all you need is a basic cherry cola, like I said, it'll get you there. It's not terrible. I've had worse, to be fair. Um, but I've also had better. So that's the thing. It's like, I just feel like this is one where it might be worth it. If nothing else, I think I paid $1 for this, if I'm not mistaken. I think the 2 liter itself, which I mean, yeah, that's not. But here's the thing: even if you don't want to pay for, your Coke, your Pepsi, because that's definitely going to be a good deal more. Get Cherry RC. Cherry RC, you can get a 2 liter of Cherry RC. I know this because I did so a week ago. You can get that most places for like $1.50. It's an extra 50 cents. And don't get me wrong, when you're on a budget and stuff like that, I understand that can be a deal maker or a difference maker. Um, but this is one I feel like, yeah, I'm not gonna recommend it. So, and in terms of like the value for what it is and stuff, it's like even sometimes I'll go off the idea of like, okay, maybe you're having like people over, you're having a party or something. A lot of times like generic branded sodas and stuff can come in handy there because all right, whatever, these people are coming to your house for free, fuck it, take what you can get. This is one of those things where I would still probably omit this. I think if I was going to carry a cherry soda, I would just do a proper cherry soda. I just feel like this is a bit too far removed from the real experience for me. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there yourselves a truly proper cherry cola-tastic rest of your life. Folks, final 2 things. Number one, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your personal favorite cherry cola? For me, I don't know. In fact, I've even considered doing like a comparison video one day between some of like the major cherry cola brands, because I certainly grew up as a cherry Coke person, especially when they had the black and red cans back in the day. They were very neat and nifty. But I don't know, I feel like cherry Coke has lost some of its zing over the years. Whereas comparatively, I feel like the wild cherry from Pepsi, I feel like it's got that zing still. So, and then I do love me some RC, and I like their cherry cola. So, but I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about, the issue at hand. Please feel free to comment.